Hey everyone, welcome to Kicking with Kipes. I'm Kipes, and today I am wearing the Essex 73's jersey in honor of their victory over the Lakeshore Canadians in the playoffs. So this is my former hometown team, so congratulations on the win, guys. Keep it up in the playoffs. Good luck to you the rest of the way. In the NHL today, there were only 7 games on the schedule. I went 6 for 7 on my predictions, which I find to be very impressive. There was somebody on TikTok that said I could have shared some of the earnings if he went 7 for 7 on the parlay. We were this close. And let's talk about the team that made it this close. The Winnipeg Jets taking on the Buffalo Sabres. I picked the Jets to win. This win probably, I don't know if my math isn't very good, but mathematically, I think this would have clinched the playoff spot for them. They are still at 100 points of on the season, and I'm like, yeah, the Jets at home. The Jets at home had the Sabres, and they still could not win. The Jets, I just don't understand what your problem is, guys. Like, why can't you get it over the finish line? It makes no sense. Hellebuck, and I am officially, this is a Kipes, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I am officially putting the Winnipeg Jets on fraud alert. I don't think they have what it takes to do it in the playoffs. They have bolstered their roster. They've always had amazing elite goaltending, but in the playoffs, when it really matters, when you need a couple points to get you clinched in the playoffs, when you need a couple points here and there, when you need your American teammates or when you need your goalie as an American to win you a game in the finals of the Four Nations Face-Off, you couldn't do it. Connor Hellebuck, I'm not calling you quite as a fraud of your teammates, but the Winnipeg Jets as a whole, are frauds. Back on my point though, if the Jets were as good of a clinching team as I have heard they can be, they would have done it by now. Eric Comrie, he was in net for the Winnipeg Jets today, so it wasn't even Connor Hellebuck's fault, so that just eludes him from that fraud alert. But JJ Peterka, he scored his 22nd goal of the season. James Reimer picked up the win for the Buffalo Sabres in this one. The Sabre season has been done and dusted for a long time, but it's nice to see their captain Rasmus Dahlin score as well. Ryan McLeod, that free agent signing out of Edmonton last year, he also got a goal in this game. But the Jets, they end up losing this game 5-3. My only prediction wrong, and it was almost the most certain at the beginning of the day. Up next, we got the Philadelphia Flyers taking on the Chicago Blackhawks, two teams that have been absolute stinkers this year. Neither of them have hit the 30 win mark. I was going to say goal mark, but I don't think anybody on the Chicago Blackhawks have hit the 30 goal mark either, so I wasn't wrong. But the Philadelphia Flyers, they're now 28, 35, and 9 on the season. The Chicago Blackhawks, with this 7-4 win, now is at 21, 41, and 9. Pathetic on both sides of the ice, but even more so on the Blackhawks. They will most definitely be in the running for a lottery pick, but there were a ton of goal scorers in this game, so let's quickly run through it. Jamie Drysdale, he got a goal in this game, his 6th of the season. Patrick Maroon, the other night in St. Louis, he got the announcement out on the airwaves saying he will be retiring at the end of this year. Multiple Stanley Cup champion, so it's very impressive what he did when he was on the St. Louis Blues. He won a cup, and then I think he won twice on the Tampa Bay Lightning. So amazing career. It's going to be weird not seeing him in the NHL as well. Back on the goals, Joe Veleno, I think this was his first goal as a Philadelphia Flyer. That is actually incorrect. That might have been his first goal as a Chicago Blackhawk. I forgot that he was part of that Mrazek trade or whatever it was. It was a weird trade. Travis Sanheim, Canadian at the Four Nations Face-Off, champion. Brink, he got a goal in this game. Bedard picked up his 20th goal of the season. Bertuzzi, he's at 19 goals. He's having a decent season as a Chicago Blackhawk. Donato, he's having but he is having a phenomenal season. His 24th and 25th goal of the season he picked up today. And considering that he was a healthy scratch at the beginning of the year, this is extremely impressive. Travis Konechny, Ontario native, he picked up his 24th of the season. And not Kirby Reichel? Lucas Reichel, he got his first goal of this. Oh man, I'm all over the place today. It's obvious that it's Sunday and I don't want to go to work tomorrow, but he picked up his 7th goal of the season. And in the Olympics next year, I could see him being on that German squad very easily. Moving on, we got the St. Louis Blues taking on the Nashville Predators. The Blues, they win 4-1. Jordan Binnington, as we should call him from now on, Jordan Winnington, because he has been absolutely stunning at the Four Nations Face-Off, and ever since he's come back from that tournament, he's been lights out for the Blues. They are now 37, 28, and 7. Who would have thought that they would have been in this position? I kind of figured that they were never out of it because they have that history of always making it a good season. But man, oh man, have they been impressive. And they are chugging right along. That second wildcard position is going to be extremely hard for Calgary and Vancouver to one of those two teams to overtake them. Yes, I think the Flames have 3 games in hand of the St. Louis Blues, and they would be, if they win all those 3 games, they would be like 2 or 3 points ahead of the Blues. So it's very much doable, but that is a lot of wins that the Flames need to get. The Nashville Predators, they kicked the crap out of the Leafs on Saturday night, but they lose this one. They are now 26, 36, and 8. Justus Annunen picks up the loss. Jordan Kyrou, he picks up his 30th goal of the season. He is absolutely awesome. I loved watching him in Sarnia, Ontario for the Sarnia Sting when he was there, and I met his dad, great guy. His brother also played for the Sting, and I think he's now in the Dallas organization. And Forsberg, for having a pretty slow start in Nashville this year, he has now his 28th goal of the season as the Predators, they lose to the Blues 4-1. Moving on, we got the Florida Panthers taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins in Florida. The Panthers, they end up winning 4-3 in a shootout. As good as Tristan Jarry has been since getting that call up from the AHL, he picks up the loss in this one. It is technically an overtime loss, so not too bad. But Reinhart, he is picking up steam very much so. I wouldn't even say call it picking up steam because he has been consistent all season long. But he has his 34th and 35th goal of the year. He is just Mr. Consistency every year lately. Malkin, he picked up his 15th. Lundell for the Panthers, he picked up his 16th. Brian Russ is having a great year in Pittsburgh, picking up his 24th and 25th goal of the season. Having that many goals on that team, very impressive. But Barkov, Captain Barkov, he picked up the shootout winner. He was the only goal scorer in the shootout as well. The Panthers, they maintain that top spot in the Atlantic Division. 43, 25, and 3 is their record now. Bobrovsky picks up the win. The Vegas Golden Knights were hosting the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight, and they won 4-2 in this one. Vasilevsky picks up a rare loss that he got. The Lightning, they are now 40, 25, and 5. They have been a little bit weak lately, so the Leafs, they better pick up their jock straps because there is an opportunity to finish second or at least first in this division, and you cannot let the Tampa Bay Lightning overcome you. It's just not an option whatsoever. The Vegas Golden Knights, they are now 42, 20, and 8. Thanks to Ilya Samsonov, former Toronto Maple Leaf, picking up the win in this game. Eichel, he now has 23 goals. Hurdle, he now has 31 goals. Absolutely amazing. That Vegas team just always seems to pick up these guys every year. They didn't really do much this trade deadline, but every year it seems to be that they go get someone, and that someone turns out to be absolutely amazing. Eichel's been a lights out, awesome pickup for them. Hurdle as well, just so good, and they are ruthless. If they don't like somebody, or if they have an eye on somebody and it costs them somebody that, if they had, for an example, they had an eye on Eichel, and then they got rid of Marc-Andre Fleury, one of the best, nicest guys in the league, and they're ruthless. It's so funny. But Kucherov, he picked up his 30th goal of the season. Most people know on this channel, I'm not a big Kucherov guy at all. I find him to be extremely dirty and extremely dangerous on the ice if he gets mad. Yes, he is one of the best players in the league. I cannot take that away from him, but you have to look at how dirty of a player that is. The second last game of the day was the Ducks hosting the Carolina Hurricanes. The Carolina Hurricanes wearing one of the absolute worst uniform combos on the entire planet. Their white road jerseys with black helmets. Are you kidding me right now? They usually not usually, sometimes, that makes absolutely no sense. They usually wear either their white helmets or their red helmets with that away jersey. A black helmet stuck out like a sore thumb. What are you thinking? And then I had a friend's comment to me saying, yeah, but the Ducks jerseys are one of the worst jerseys in the NHL, butchering that for nice Mighty Ducks logo. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? That orange is one of the nicest jerseys in the league, top 5 in my opinion. Maybe I'll do a rankings one day and prove them wrong. But the Ducks, they are now 30, 32, and 8. Their postseason hopes are out the door. They were looking very good for a while, and I just don't think it was ever going to happen. But they are looking like a team that is on the up and up. So let's see if that happens next season. The Hurricanes, they are probably most definitely going to be in the playoffs. They are 43, 23, and 4 on the season. Freddie Anderson, former Toronto Maple Leaf, he gets the win in this game. Jankowski picks up a goal for the Carolina Hurricanes. He's been awesome for the Carolina Hurricanes after getting acquired at the trade deadline. So good. Another trade deadline acquisition for the Carolina Hurricanes. Taylor Hall picks up a hat trick in this game, getting his 13th, 14th, and 15th goal of the season. Very impressive from him. He will be a very important depth piece for the Carolina Hurricanes in the postseason. Trevor Zegras, he had an hilarious interview after the last game, or 2 games ago. You should check it out. I can't play it due to copyright. Maybe I can. I don't know. But I'm not going to risk it. The anthem singer in Nashville, I think it was, played the U.S. national anthem on the bongos. It was hysterical. And Zegras got interviewed the other day, and he said the Ducks came out slow due to having to recover from listening to that anthem. So I love Trevor Zegras. I think he's an absolute amazing character. Yes, he's starting to drop in that offensive production, but he is a character that this league needs 100%. Lucas Dostal, he picks up the loss in this game for the Anaheim Ducks. He is going to be an amazing goalie in this league. It just sucks that he's on this Ducks team, but we'll see how it goes next season for him. The last game of the night is the Boston Bruins in LA, where the LA Kings, they stomp all over the Boston Bruins, winning 7-2. Darcy Kemper, he gets the win for the LA Kings as they improve to 38-21-9. Jeremy Swayman, he got the loss for the Boston Bruins. They dropped to 32-9. Yes, they have dropped significantly since the trade deadline because they traded so many assets away, but they came out of that trade deadline beating the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning, so that was extremely impressive. But there were 9 separate goal scorers in this game. The Kings, they improved to 38. I think I already said this. Never mind. The Kings, they had the loss. They were losing in this. I don't know where my brain was going right there. The Bruins, they were leading in this game 1-0 with Elias Lindholm picking up his 13th goal of the season. And then the Kings got some goals. Kopitar picked up his 18th. Fogle picked up his 20th. Then the Boston Bruins came back to tie up the game. Geekie getting his 25th goal of the season. A very impressive season from him. I wonder if he would be completely useless like he has been in former teams if it wasn't for Pasternak on his line. Who knows? But then Drew Doughty, he picked up his 3rd goal of the season. Kuzmenko fitting in very nicely in LA. He got the fireman's hat as player of the game in the dressing room for the Kings the other night. Very nice to see him thriving in another town. Byfield picked up his 19th goal of the season in the 3rd period. Tyler Jeannot picked up his 7th, and Hellenius picked up his 2nd goal of the season. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe, do your thing. Let's get this community growing nice and big. I love every one of you. Thank you so much to the one person who saw me at Costco today and said hi. You rock. I forgot to grab your name, and that is absolutely horrible of me. But thank you for watching this video. We will see you tomorrow for Mix It Up Mondays, where we do something different every Monday, and we will talk to you later.